What happens when the lights go out, and instead of desire, you feel dread? That silence in the bedroom, it can be louder than any argument. It's the unspoken question hanging in the air, the fear of failing before you even begin. For so many men over 60, this has become a private nightly reality. It's a quiet dread that chips away at your confidence, making you feel like a stranger in your own body. You lie there, staring at the ceiling, wondering where the man you used to be has gone. This isn't just about sex. It's about a fundamental part of your identity that feels like it's slipping through your fingers, night after lonely night, leaving a void where your masculine pride once stood. I'm Dr. Megan Fischer, and here on Life After 65, we talk openly about the topics others only whisper about. I'm here today to tell you that your intimate life does not have an expiration date. The idea that your best years are behind you is a myth we are going to bust, right here and now. For years in my practice, I've seen men believe this lie, resigning themselves to a life devoid of passion and connection. But what if I told you that the solution isn't a magic pill, but a simple nightly habit? What if a single key nutrient, taken right before you go to sleep, could be the very spark needed to restart your body's engine and bring that vitality roaring back to life? The problem is a downward spiral that feeds on itself, and it often begins silently. It starts with stress, from work, retirement, or health worries, which floods your body with the hormone cortisol. This cortisol disrupts your deep sleep, the very time when your body is supposed to be doing its most important repair work. This poor sleep then tanks your natural testosterone production, the cornerstone of your masculine energy. With low testosterone, blood flow weakens, erections become unreliable, and your desire fades. This, of course, creates even more stress and performance anxiety, tightening the grip of this vicious cycle and robbing you of your virility, one night at a time, making you feel trapped. This cycle does more than just affect you in the bedroom. It erodes the very foundation of your manhood. It's a quiet thief that steals your energy during the day, making you feel tired and sluggish. It replaces muscle with fat around your midsection, and it plants a seed of doubt that grows into a forest of insecurity. This loss of physical function leads to a profound loss of dignity. You start avoiding intimacy, not because you don't desire connection, but because the fear of disappointment is too great. This creates a chasm between you and your partner, or it prevents you from seeking new companionship. You begin to feel invisible, believing that a core part of who you are as a man has been permanently lost to time. Let me tell you about Robert. He's 72, a retired engineer, a man who built bridges his entire life. But in his own home, a chasm had formed between him and his wife of 45 years, Martha. He sat in my office, his hands clasped so tightly his knuckles were white, and confessed that he hadn't initiated intimacy in over a year. It wasn't a lack of love. It was a profound sense of failure. He described lying in bed next to her, feeling her warmth, yet feeling a million miles away. The fear of not being able to measure up, of seeing that flicker of disappointment in her eyes one more time, was a wall he couldn't seem to break down. He felt he was losing not just his connection with his wife, but his very identity as her husband. Robert's story is about the silence that grows in the space, left by physical intimacy. He explained how he'd started staying up late, pretending to be engrossed in a book, just to ensure Martha was asleep when he finally came to bed. He avoided her touch, not out of coldness, but out of a paralyzing shame. This physical distance inevitably became an emotional one. Conversations grew shorter, laughter became rarer, and the easy companionship they had shared for decades felt strained. He wasn't just losing his erection, he was losing his partner, his best friend. The bed, once a place of connection and vulnerability, had become a lonely island where he felt his manhood was being judged and found wanting, night after silent night. He believed this was simply his fate, the price of getting older. He told me, "Doctor, the machinery is just worn out." This is a sentiment I hear far too often, but what Robert saw as worn-out machinery was actually a system that had been deprived of its essential maintenance. He was a man who understood systems, so I explained it to him in a way that resonated. His body's nightly repair system, the very process designed to keep him strong and vital, had essentially been put on standby. It wasn't broken, it was dormant. It was waiting for the right signal, the right command, to power back on and begin the crucial work of rebuilding his masculine health from the inside out. Then there's David. At 68, he had lost his wife a few years prior and had finally found the courage to start dating again. He met a wonderful woman, someone who made him feel alive for the first time in a long time. They shared dinners, long walks, and deep conversations. But as their connection deepened, a cold panic began to set in. The prospect of intimacy, something that should have been a joyful step, became a source of immense anxiety. He was terrified of that moment of truth. What if he couldn't perform? What if this new beginning ended in embarrassment and shame? He felt trapped between the loneliness he so desperately wanted to escape and the fear of failing as a man. David's fear was so powerful that it began to sabotage the very happiness he was trying to build. He found himself pulling back, creating excuses to end evenings early, avoiding situations that might lead to the bedroom. The woman he was seeing, understandably, became confused by his mixed signals. She felt him withdrawing and couldn't understand why. David confessed to me that he felt like a fraud. He was presenting himself as a confident, capable man, but inside, he was haunted by this one insecurity. It was a secret that was poisoning his chance at a new life, a new love. This single issue was threatening to condemn him to a future of solitude, all because he believed a fundamental part of his masculinity was gone for good. He saw his issue as a final verdict on his vitality, a sign that his best years were truly behind him. For men like David and Robert, this isn't just a physical problem. It's a crisis of confidence that bleeds into every other aspect of their lives. It dictates their social choices, their emotional availability, and their overall sense of self-worth. They start to believe the myth that after 60, a man's virility is a memory, not a reality. But the truth is, the body is a resilient and remarkable organism. It wants to heal. It wants to function. We just need to understand what it's asking for, especially during those critical nighttime hours when the most important work is done. To understand the solution, you first have to understand the battlefield, your body during sleep. Think of your body as a sophisticated workshop that runs a night shift. During the day, it endures stress, minor damages, and hormonal fluctuations. But when you fall into a deep sleep, the nightly repair crew clocks in. This is a highly specialized team of hormones and biological processes tasked with rebuilding muscle, clearing out cellular waste, and, most importantly for our conversation, optimizing your masculine hormonal system. This crew works tirelessly, but only under the right conditions. If their work is constantly interrupted, or if they don't have the right tools, the workshop falls into disrepair. The foreman of this entire operation is your deep sleep cycle. It's during this phase of sleep, known as slow-wave sleep, that your body gets the green light to produce up to 70% of its daily testosterone. This isn't a coincidence. It's a fundamental design of the male body. Testosterone is the master hormone for your manhood. It governs everything from your muscle mass and energy levels to your mood and, crucially, your libido and erectile function. When your deep sleep is fragmented, shallow, or shortened, you are effectively telling the foreman to send the crew home early. The most critical repair and production work simply doesn't get done. This isn't just a theory, it's backed by solid science. Studies from institutions like Harvard Medical School have drawn a direct and undeniable line between poor sleep quality and low morning testosterone levels in men. For every hour of lost sleep, testosterone production can take a significant hit. Now, consider the reality for many men over 60. Stress, prostate issues causing frequent urination, or other health concerns often lead to disrupted sleep. You might think you're getting enough hours in bed, but if you're not reaching and sustaining that deep restorative sleep, you are robbing your body of its prime time for testosterone synthesis. You are unintentionally shutting down your own virility factory. Now let's talk about the physical mechanics of an erection. It's all about blood flow, and the master regulator of that blood flow is a miraculous molecule called nitric oxide. Think of nitric oxide as the gatekeeper for your circulatory system. When your brain sends a signal of arousal, it triggers the release of nitric oxide in the tissues of the penis. This molecule then signals the smooth muscles of the blood vessels to relax and open up, allowing a surge of blood to rush in and create a firm, lasting erection. Without sufficient nitric oxide, that signal gets lost. The gates don't open, blood flow is weak, and the erection is unreliable or non-existent. Here's the critical link to your nightly repair cycle. Your body also produces nitric oxide while you sleep. This isn't for creating erections at that moment, but for maintenance. These nighttime releases help keep the blood vessels in your penis healthy, flexible, and responsive. It's a process that ensures the plumbing is in perfect working order for when it's needed. This is why healthy men often experience morning erections. It's a clear sign that the system is well maintained and that both testosterone and nitric oxide levels are optimal. It's your body's own built-in diagnostic check, telling you that the repair crew worked a full and productive shift. This entire process operates on a principle that is fundamental to biology, the use it or lose it system. This doesn't just apply to muscles in the gym. It applies at a cellular level to your erectile tissues. The regular, oxygen-rich blood flow facilitated by nitric oxide is what keeps these delicate tissues healthy and functional. When this process falters due to low testosterone, poor sleep, and diminished nitric oxide production, the tissues can begin to atrophy. They become less elastic and less responsive. The system doesn't just get rusty from lack of use. The very infrastructure begins to degrade, making it progressively harder to achieve a strong erection. This is the very core of the downward spiral. Poor sleep lowers testosterone. Low testosterone impairs nitric oxide production. Poor nitric oxide function leads to weaker erections and less frequent morning wood. This lack of regular blood flow causes the tissues to weaken, making future erections even more difficult. All of this creates performance anxiety, which raises cortisol levels and further disrupts sleep. You can see how this vicious cycle tightens its grip, making you feel powerless. But the key to breaking this cycle isn't some complex medical procedure. It's about giving your nightly repair crew the one thing they've been missing, a clear signal and the right tools. This is where the transformation begins. It starts not with a pill you take in the heat of the moment, but with a simple, dignified ritual you perform every night before you sleep. We need to provide your body with a nutritional ignition key. This is a specific nutrient that acts as a direct signal to your endocrine and circulatory systems, essentially telling your body's foreman, the shift is starting. All hands on deck, it's time to rebuild. This simple act shifts your body from a state of passive decline into a state of active, nightly restoration. You are no longer a victim of the cycle. You are taking command of it. The first component of this ignition key is a mineral that is foundational to over 300 biochemical reactions in your body, including testosterone production, magnesium. Modern diets are often critically low in this essential nutrient. Magnesium plays a vital role in calming the nervous system, which helps lower the stress hormone cortisol and allows you to sink into that deep, restorative sleep more easily. Furthermore, studies have shown a direct correlation between healthy magnesium levels and free testosterone levels in men. It helps unbind testosterone from proteins that keep it inactive, making more of it available for your body to use. It's the foundational support for your entire hormonal axis. The second crucial element is zinc. If testosterone is the king of male hormones, zinc is the kingmaker. This mineral is an absolute non-negotiable for testosterone synthesis. Your prostate gland contains a higher concentration of zinc than any other soft tissue in the body, which underscores its importance for male reproductive health. A deficiency in zinc, which is incredibly common, can directly lead to a drop in testosterone production. By ensuring you have adequate levels before you go to sleep, you are providing the raw material your body needs to manufacture this vital hormone during its peak production window. You're giving the factory the essential building blocks it requires. The third, and perhaps most direct, component for erectile health is an amino acid called L-citrulline. This is the secret weapon for boosting nitric oxide. When you ingest L-citrulline, your body converts it into L-arginine, which is the direct precursor to nitric oxide. Taking L-citrulline is like delivering a fresh supply of raw materials directly to your nitric oxide production line. This ensures that when your body gets the signal for arousal, or during its nightly maintenance cycles, it has an abundant supply of the molecule needed to open up those blood vessels. It directly supports the circulatory health that is the absolute bedrock of a strong, reliable erection, making the entire system more responsive and efficient. But it's not just about taking a nutrient, it's about creating a ritual that signals to your entire being that it's time for restoration. So here is the complete nightly protocol. 30 minutes before you plan to go to sleep, you take this combination of key nutrients. This is step 1. Step 2 is to power down all electronics. The blue light from phones, tablets, and televisions directly interferes with your body's production of melatonin, the hormone that governs your sleep-wake cycle. Turning them off is a non-negotiable part of preparing your brain for deep, uninterrupted rest. You are removing the primary obstacle that stands between you and restorative sleep. The final step is to spend the last 10 to 15 minutes before you turn out the lights reading something that is not stressful. This could be a novel, a history book, or anything that engages your mind without activating your fight-or-flight response. This practice helps to quiet the mental chatter and lower cortisol levels, creating the perfect physiological state for your body to begin its repair work. You are setting the stage for the magic to happen. This simple 3-step ritual, nutrient, no screens, and quiet reading, is a powerful declaration. It tells your body that you are prioritizing its recovery, and you are providing the exact fuel it needs to do its most important job. Imagine this for a moment. Instead of lying in bed filled with dread and anxiety, you are lying there with a quiet confidence, knowing that as you drift off to sleep, your body is actively working for you. It's rebuilding your hormonal foundation, repairing your circulatory pathways, and restoring the very systems that define your masculine vitality. You are no longer just hoping for a different outcome. You are actively participating in your own renewal. This shift in mindset is just as powerful as the nutrients themselves. It replaces the feeling of helplessness with a sense of control and purpose. You are taking back the reins of your own health. The first sign that this nightly ritual is working is often subtle, but it's the most encouraging sign of all: the return of morning erections. Waking up with that physical evidence is your body's way of telling you, the system is online. The repair crew had a successful night. This isn't just about sex. It's a profound indicator of improved circulatory and hormonal health. It's a message of hope, a tangible sign that you are on the right path. It's the spark that reignites your confidence, proving to you that your body is still capable, still strong, and still very much alive. It's the first step in dismantling the fear that has held you captive. This newfound biological rhythm will quickly translate into your waking life. With optimized testosterone levels and deeper sleep, you'll start to notice more energy during the day. That chronic fatigue that has been weighing you down will begin to lift, replaced by a renewed sense of vigor. You'll feel more motivated to be active, whether it's playing with your grandchildren, taking on a new hobby, or simply enjoying a walk with your partner. This isn't some artificial, caffeinated energy. This is the natural, steady power that comes from a body that is functioning as it was designed to. You will feel the difference in your bones, in your muscles, and in your spirit. And with this renewed physical vitality comes the rebuilding of your emotional fortress. The confidence that grows from knowing your body is working correctly is immense. The fear of failure in the bedroom begins to recede, replaced by a quiet assurance. You will find yourself more willing to initiate intimacy, not with anxiety, but with genuine desire and connection. You'll be able to be present with your partner, focused on shared pleasure, rather than being trapped in your own head worrying about performance. This is how you close that chasm that men like Robert felt. You rebuild the bridge, one night of restoration at a time. For men like David, this process is a key that unlocks a future he thought was lost. It gives him the courage to pursue that new relationship without the shadow of shame hanging over him. It allows him to be vulnerable and open, knowing that he is a whole, functional man. This isn't about chasing the ghost of your 20-year-old self. It's about stepping into the most powerful version of the man you are today, experienced, wise, and now, once again, fully vital. It's about claiming your right to a life filled with passion, connection, and intimacy, at any age. Your journey to reclaiming your virility is not a sprint, it's a nightly commitment to your own well-being. This restoration of physical function is inextricably linked to your sense of dignity. There is a profound pride that comes from being in command of your own body. When you lose that, it can feel like you've lost a core part of your identity. By actively working to restore it, you are not just fixing a physical issue, you are reclaiming your manhood. You are standing up and declaring that you are not finished, that your life is not winding down, and that you refuse to be defined by a number. You are a man, full of life and potential, and you are taking the steps necessary to live that truth every single day. Think of your body's hormonal and circulatory system like the electrical grid of a great city. Over time, due to stress and neglect, certain substations can go offline, causing brownouts in different areas. Your low energy, poor erections, and lack of libido are these brownouts. This nightly ritual is like sending a master electrician to repair those substations and reset the main grid. It doesn't create new power out of thin air. It restores the flow of the powerful energy that was always there, just dormant. You are simply flipping the switch back on, allowing your natural vitality to illuminate every aspect of your life once more. This process also has a direct impact on your prostate health. Many of the factors that contribute to erectile issues, such as poor circulation and hormonal imbalance, are also linked to prostate problems like BPH, which causes those frequent nighttime bathroom trips. By improving blood flow and optimizing your testosterone to estrogen ratio, you are creating a healthier internal environment that supports prostate function. Better sleep leads to better hormones, which leads to a healthier prostate, which in turn leads to even better, less interrupted sleep. You are creating a new, upward spiral of health that benefits your entire body. Let's be clear, this is not about vanity. Your erectile health is a powerful barometer for your overall cardiovascular health. The blood vessels in the penis are some of the smallest and most sensitive in the body. When they begin to have trouble, it's often an early warning sign that larger blood vessels, like those in your heart and brain, may also be at risk. By taking steps to improve blood flow to this area, you are simultaneously promoting the health of your entire circulatory system. Restoring your virility is an act of profound self-care that can have life-extending benefits, making you not just more virile, but healthier overall. The psychological impact of this transformation cannot be overstated. The constant low-grade anxiety that comes with performance issues is a heavy burden to carry. It drains your mental energy and can lead to feelings of depression and hopelessness. As you begin to see and feel the physical changes from your nightly ritual, this mental weight starts to lift. The relief is palpable. You'll find yourself more positive, more optimistic, and more engaged with the world around you. Freeing yourself from this private struggle liberates an enormous amount of mental and emotional energy that you can now invest in your relationships, your passions, and your life. This journey is also an opportunity to deepen the connection with your partner. For too long, this has been a subject shrouded in silence and shame. By taking proactive steps, you can open up a new dialogue. You can share your journey, your struggles, and now, your solutions. This vulnerability can be a powerful force for intimacy, fostering a new level of trust and understanding. Your partner is not your judge, they are your ally. Bringing them into this process can transform the dynamic from one of fear and disappointment to one of teamwork, support, and shared rediscovery. Remember Robert, the bridge builder? After a few months of committing to this nightly protocol, he came back to my office. The change was remarkable. He stood taller, he smiled more, and the haunted look in his eyes was gone. He told me that he and Martha had started taking evening walks together again, just talking. He said the silence in the bedroom had been replaced by conversation, by touch, and by a renewed sense of closeness he thought he had lost forever. He hadn't just rebuilt a physical function, he had rebuilt the most important bridge of his life, the one connecting him to his wife. And David, who was terrified of starting a new chapter, he found the confidence to let his new relationship flourish. He realized that his worth as a man wasn't defined by a single act, but by his character, his kindness, and his willingness to take charge of his own health. By addressing the physical issue, he had conquered the fear that was holding him back. He was no longer living under a cloud of what if. He was living in the moment, embracing the joy of new companionship with the full confidence of a man who was in control of his body and his destiny. These stories are not exceptions. They are the potential that lies within each and every one of you. The human body has an incredible capacity for healing and regeneration, provided we give it the right conditions and the proper tools. The decline you may be experiencing is not an irreversible sentence of aging. It is a reversible condition that responds to the right stimuli. Your body has not forgotten how to be vital and strong. It is simply waiting for you to give it the command to begin the work of restoration. That command begins tonight with one simple, deliberate choice. This nightly ritual is more than just a health hack. It's a pact you make with yourself. It's a commitment to your own dignity, a refusal to accept a diminished version of yourself. Every night that you perform this simple act, you are casting a vote for your own vitality. You are sending a clear message to every cell in your body that your masculine energy is not a relic of the past, but a living, breathing force that you are actively cultivating. You are not just hoping to feel alive. You are taking the specific, science-backed steps to make it a reality. The power to change your life is not in a futuristic, complicated technology. It is in the consistent application of simple, fundamental truths about how the male body works. It is in understanding the profound connection between sleep, hormones, and circulation. It is in recognizing that your body is a system that craves balance and will respond powerfully when you provide it. The key to unlocking your virility, confidence, and energy is not outside of you. It is already within you, waiting for you to create the right environment for it to reemerge, stronger and more resilient than before. This commitment to your nightly health will ripple outward. When you feel better physically, you are a better partner, a better father, and a better grandfather. You have more patience, more energy, and more joy to share with the people you love. By taking care of yourself, you are also taking care of them. You are giving them the gift of a man who is fully present, fully engaged, and fully alive. Your personal victory over this struggle becomes a victory for everyone in your life, strengthening the bonds that matter most, and creating a legacy of health and vitality. So I ask you to look beyond the immediate problem of erectile function and see the bigger picture. This is about reclaiming the totality of your masculine identity. It's about waking up every morning feeling rested, powerful, and ready to engage with the day. It's about having the physical energy and the emotional confidence to live your life without limitation. It's about restoring the pride and dignity that comes from knowing you are a capable, functional, and virile man, regardless of the year on your birth certificate. This is the transformation that is available to you, starting this very evening. This isn't about chasing the ghost of the man you were at 20. It's about becoming the most powerful version of the man you are right now, at 60, 70, or even 80. It's about stepping into a future where you are in complete command of your body, your pleasure, and your confidence. Your virility is not a forgotten memory locked in the past. It is a present reality, a force that lives within your daily habits and nightly rituals. The flame of your masculinity was never extinguished. It was merely starved of the right fuel and oxygen. By committing to this simple, nightly practice, you are not just fanning a few embers. You are providing the very elements needed for that flame to roar back to life, burning brightly and warming every aspect of your existence. This journey of restoration will fundamentally change how you experience your life. The quiet confidence that comes from knowing your body is working for you, not against you, will permeate everything you do. You will no longer be a bystander in your own life, held captive by fear and anxiety. Instead, you will be an active participant, a man with the energy to pursue his passions and the assurance to deepen his connections. This is about more than just intimacy. It's about reclaiming your dignity. It's about walking through the world with your head held high, secure in the knowledge that you are a whole, capable, and vital man who refuses to be defined by age or circumstance. You are not fading away. You are stepping into a new chapter of strength. Never for a moment believe that it is too late. The decline you have experienced is not a final verdict. It is a temporary condition, and the power to reverse it lies in your hands. Your body possesses an incredible innate wisdom and a profound capacity for healing. It has not forgotten how to be strong. It is simply waiting for you to provide the right signals, the right nutrients, and the right environment for its restoration. The choice you make tonight to begin this simple ritual is a powerful declaration. It is an act of profound self-respect, a statement that you are worthy of this effort, and a commitment to living out the rest of your years not in quiet desperation, but with vibrant, unapologetic manhood. If you are ready to stop watching from the sidelines and take back control of your health and your life, I want you to join a movement of men who are doing the same. Type I'm IN in the comments below to declare your commitment and stand with others on this journey. You are not alone in this fight. By subscribing to this channel and sharing this video with a friend or a brother who needs to hear this message, you help us break the silence that has held too many good men captive for too long. Together, we are more than just viewers. We are a community of men reclaiming our health, our vitality, and our dignity one night at a time.